What's going on, everybody? It's Chase. Before we get into things, just a quick shout out, Prime XBT. Thank you very much for them sponsoring this video. You can use the sign up and the code at the bottom, get a 50% deposit bonus to trade with. Okay, so we're going to cover ETHUSD, we'll cover BTC, we'll look at ETHBTC for a bit. We'll see if we have time for anything else. The goal here, for me lately, has not been to, I don't want to overtrade in this, what we're getting consolidation here, right? I think that's something that, is often it's hard to say, but you don't need to trade if the markets are not in necessarily your condition. And obviously, as we can see here, I feel like, as we've moved up to this area, we've consolidated more and more and more, and especially like in here, I really haven't been trading too much. Bitcoin wise, I did take the long around 31. I believe I posted it to Twitter, although it may have been in the replies or something. It was not a I don't think it was a full-on live call tweet and then closed at 38. But I had put out like a squiggly that literally played to the T. I had put out a squiggly of that move, and that move did play out to the T. So if you follow along with my content, you know that we've definitely hit some of these trades in here, and in my opinion, the important one, right? Because look at this move, and then you get some serious chop in there, right? So I don't really want to get chopped up. I don't feel the need to overtrade it. There's been a lot of other markets that have been going pretty crazy, as well, as we know, with stocks and that whole situation. So yeah, that's just how I've been treating it lately. All right, so let's get to ETH. We'll look here at the 1 day first. We'll mark out the old all-time high. There it is. And we're going to zoom down, or zoom in here, right? And we see one test of the all-time high, two tests, three tests, and we know that typically on the fourth test is when you get your breakthrough, right? So what I'll be looking for, if we break through, right? First thing I'll do is I'll look and see, do we have a little consolidation block right here, right? So if we break through and I need to get long, and it's somewhat of a FOMO long, so to say, then I can get long. I can put my stop below the consolidation that led to that breakout, right? Because you shouldn't break out and then retrace back below that consolidation. Like, look at what we had here, attempted breakout, back below, lower, attempted breakout, back below, right, lower, attempted breakout, back below, lower. So if we break out, I just put my stop below the consolidation, I long for price discovery, hopefully towards 2,000 or so. And especially, that's the time you really want to turn it up a little bit and probably start to trade more. Just give me 1 second here. Yeah, so a breakout of that nature, and that's where we're going to be zooming in. We're going to get in on, the 15, the 5. We're going to look for the big break. Remember BTC, right? So when BTC broke its highs, you had a large move, then you had consolidation, sort of a pennant here if you zoomed in more, right? So we're going to be longing out of these consolidations, breakout, sort of a falling wedge here, breakout, consolidation, breakout. So really, that's when I'll be trying to turn it on and be looking for some type of bullish formations or any consolidation really that's leading to basically a tightening, right? So if you see, it doesn't really matter what you see, but if it's tightening up like this, it's probably going to make a move to the upside if you have cleared the all-time highs and you're holding strength, right? So I'll definitely be looking for things of that nature if we break past the highs. In order for us to break the highs, though, I do think that it's going to be important that Bitcoin also shows some strength. I think ETH may be able to pull it up, although usually that doesn't end very well as far as I've seen. And I would hate to see a situation where ETH tries to make the move, right, but it fails because Bitcoin can't get above the necessary levels that it needs to. Okay, so sorry about the dog as usual. All right, so we'll look at the Bitcoin chart here and now mark this up a bit. So we have the origin of impulse here as support, right? We saw support, support, support. Breaking below there, most likely going lower. Let's mark that out. We got swing low. We can see test, 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 runs the low, retest. We're here on the 4 hour, never got a 4 hour close below. So obviously, now we're not talking about a situation where ETH is breaking all-time high, right? But a 4 hour close below and obviously most likely going lower. Where are we looking at that point? Right around here-ish. Yeah, right around low 26s. Break below there, and then we're looking at somewhere between 24 and 22, I believe. Yeah, so high 23s, high 23s to low 23s most likely. Yeah, so those are really your levels for the downside. I would potentially look to, my plays would really be probably shorting this, right? I don't think I would short this because you're at risk then. I'm sure the funding's probably going to go crazy negative, and you're at risk of getting the level front run or something and then just popping right back up. Probably not that insane of a move, right? But getting a nice pop back up and then maybe testing and moving back up, something like that. So that would be my short from here to here. You'd get 30,000 to about the probably mid 26s or 27 if you want to front run a bit. That would be the short scenario. On the upside, as we talked about, we ran this liquidity. I was talking about that for a while, those equal highs, sort of Elon Musk tweet put us up there or whatever you want to say. I don't know, maybe it would have happened some other way. The whole news versus technical debate. I'm sure people have been over that many times. But yeah, it's sort of interesting, right? Because I had already drawn before the Elon tweet or anything, and Elon obviously didn't. He didn't DM me or anything, but I had literally drawn the exact thing that happened, basically, the retest and the move towards liquidity. So, yeah, tough to say. It's always interesting, though, as some people will say, the chart can tell you the news, but who knows? All right. So, in a scenario where I see ETH breaking that all-time high, most likely would be looking something like this. We would mark out this old level here, support, 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 causes the breakdown, retests the breakdown, pushes above, resistance, resistance. What we want to see is we want to see Bitcoin back above 35 and holding, and probably range in here. That would be the optimal scenario for all focus to move towards ETH and let ETH run. Okay, and on ETHBTC, where to take profits on ETHUSD, obviously there's going to be the 2000 level of psychological resistance, but also I would look at ETHBTC, and obviously we're on the weekly here with this clean range that we broke above, served as support here, very important, right? Never happened before. Broke above, failed, broke above, failed, broke above, failed, broke above, held as support, and now trying to push back up. So very important there. Where are we looking to take profits on our ETHUSD longs or our ETHBTC? First target is 0.056, right around there. Want to front run a little bit, probably go like 0.053ish, somewhere around there. Okay, so that's where I look to lock in. Probably a majority of the profits. If it wants to continue moving, 0.07ish. But yeah, this is definitely my area where I see first resistance. And definitely where I'd look to personally take some profits for sure, and probably a fairly good percentage, especially leveraged positions, 100%. Definitely taking 70, if not 80% there, and maybe chop off even a little bit of spot. We'll see what the move is like, right? If it's a move that's, if we get some consolidations, a little sweep, and there's some healthy price action, right? Then so be it. But if we're just something like this and then a tiny pullback and right to there, I mean, definitely gotta take some profits because you don't know, it might just pause out and then do something like that. But yeah, there's we'll play it by ear, and obviously I'll be posting to CT, and we'll see how it goes. As far as Bitcoin. Yeah, we went over the Bitcoin scenarios. We went over the ETH scenario that I really want to see. On the other hand, for ETH, we can mark this out, something I've been waiting for a long time, still yet to come. I've been talking about it since the 24th of January, so I guess time's moving slow lately. It hasn't even been that long. It's only been, what, a week? Okay, 8 days ago. So 8 days ago, I basically talked about this level that I think could be relevant if we move downwards. You have a lot of consolidation here, liquidity below. You have a lot of consolidation here, liquidity below, and I would definitely look to get in somewhere around here. You probably could watch for the sweep, or you could blind bid, right? We've talked about this many times. If you want to watch for the sweep, then sweep, reclaim, you get in on the reclaim. And if you just want to blind, and obviously it's higher confidence, right? But typically sometimes it's harder to get in. It might bounce and not fully go, right? It might do something like that, and sometimes you just got to jump if you don't get the full-on retest. So it's higher confidence because it could just break right through, but since it's higher confidence, you typically get less risk reward because you still have to put your stop basically below the zone. Otherwise, your highest risk reward is going to be your invalidations basically below, somewhere below here, right? I'd probably put mine around there, and you'd get in just blind bids in here and stop down here. That would probably be your blind go, or blind bid, so to say, without any type of confirmation. So no confirmation, but you'll probably get the best risk reward that way if you're layering in throughout this level. And yeah, so that covers Bitcoin, ETH, ETHBTC. I wish I had more to talk about today. As you can hear, I'm probably not very energetic about the whole thing, and that's just because there hasn't been a ton for me to do lately. It's really just not my style to be get chopped up on this type of price action. Just not a fan of it. And I caught the one move that was worth it to me. Caught this move, and the rest has been chopped since then, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, that's about it for me, guys. We talked about downside levels. We talked about a potential short. Talked about the potential ranging in here. We talked about ETH break to all-time highs and how I'm looking to play it. Play the consolidations. Stop below the consolidation. If any type of a breakdown, watching this level for potential bids. If you're looking for confirmation or blind bids, you know the risks and trade-offs of both. The the amount of confidence you can get through quote-unquote confirmation versus the blind bids. You probably get a higher risk reward, but the potential of just the level getting completely blown out is always possible. Okay, so hopefully that covers everything. Once again, shout out Prime XBT sponsoring these videos. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great day.